Hey, welcome to the stream, guys. I'm back. Yes, plenty of things happening. Yes, we are able to stream now at night, which is the normal time I used to stream at. And we are back at doing longer streams. Yes, I have help at home now, finally, and we can do some longer streams, man. Yeah, still getting my feet off. Still getting my feet sorted around this. I still do want to have a life with other stuff. I also played my first sports game yesterday after like a year not even finding time to play sports. You know how into sports I was the last time around, and I haven't actually lifted a racket in like a year. Right? So yesterday was the first time I lifted. I actually was able to play, and that was quite phenomenal. Yeah, today very important that I kill the music now because I want to not be distracted by music. Yes. Yes, I also hear the music. I know I can turn it off, but when I turn off the music, I can't hear the announcements from Twitch. Essentially, we there was this discussion on the forums, right? This discussion has been going on for the longest time. In football manager, at least, do we fit the tactic around the players that we have, or do we force the players into a tactical system? It's a bit of both, actually. If you look at real life, you've got managers who come into a club and they build an entire team around their tactical system. Very good example would be a good example would probably be Jurgen Klopp, right? Klopp didn't come in with his team. They had to build the team for him. So he needed players who were aggressive, who had lots of pace. Of course, he had some players that were in that club, but over time he changed that club, changed the players, the mix, and he got his players together. They went on to win the Champions League. Okay. Then we have managers who got loads of different players into the club and couldn't get them to fit into any kind of a tactical system. Ruben Amorim comes to mind, or not, perhaps more so the manager before him. Not Amorim, more the Dutch guy, Eric Ten Hag, right? Eric Ten Hag was the one that was bringing all the players. Then Ruben Amorim tried to fit them into his tactical system, and that didn't work out so well. But the same players did well in another tactical system by Michael Carrick. Question then becomes, was it the players or the tactical system? Very hard to answer that question because defensively they were playing a bit more like Amorim's how they defended, but offensively they were playing a different tactical system. So one could argue that in this particular case, he put the players into a tactical system they could fit in. Okay, then you look at Arne Slot. Right? Arne Slot's first season, he inherited a club of players. He basically didn't change the tactical system very much. He did, however, play a three rest defense. Basically, what it was when they were attacking, he had a rest defense that was actually three at the back. Now, the following season, he had players coming in. The debate is people have been suggesting that he was the one who brought those players in. He wasn't the one that brought those players in. It was the club's hierarchy that brought those players in. And then when those players came in, he had to try and fit them. He had to create a new tactical system for those players. So he had what's his name, that fullback that I don't like, Frimpong, right? So Frimpong's is not very good at playing rest defense, like the sitting at the back and doing things. No, he's not his style. He can't do those deep passes. He can't be one of the three. Andy Robertson was getting on in age. Then we had injuries, and so he decided, okay, fine, I'll play a system where we utilize his strength. So Frimpong started bombing down the flanks a lot. Problem is then he built a system around having Frimpong bomb up and down, but the problem then becomes when you fit a tactical system around players is you still end up having to account for the system's flaws. Because when you play with two attacking wingbacks, you actually don't have a rest defense, right? Your rest defense is two. meaning your two central defenders. Those two go up, your flanks become exposed, which is exactly what led to Liverpool's downfall, because Liverpool basically didn't have any flank defense last season and they struggled. Of course, there were injuries and whatnot, but to cut a long story short, it boils down to the two rest defense system. I mean, one could argue a lot of different ways, but for me, tactical systems fail when their rest defense is exposed, right? So I think that the best systems right now are those that have that V shape, right? So they have like one defender and maybe two guys that pivoting up and down. What's that manager? Antonio Conte. He was the first guy to do this pendulum thing with the three at the back. He was really the first manager I noticed who did that. He would have this pivoting attack that moved up this way and another pivoting attack that went up that way. It looked like three at the back, but actually it wasn't. It was actually the fullback will be charging and he'll be part of that attacking flank. So they had a very good system there. So he was actually the guy that, in my mind, started it all. Most of the managers then started creating systems that kind of revolved around that. So at the end of the day, was it the players or the tactical system? Yeah, he was when he was at Chelsea. He was the one that really kicked it off. He's the first manager that did that. The tree, right? And they had the pivoting central defense. Because he used central defenders, but remember he was using that Azpilicueta. There was a defender those days at Chelsea called Azpilicueta. I think that's his name. Okay. Think so. I can't remember his name now. But he was phenomenal. He wasn't a central defender. He was basically a fullback. But he was always pivoting that guy up the pitch. So he's no CD. But people kept calling it a three-man defense. I was going, no, it's not a three-man defense. It's actually, he's using a fullback to do that job. And people all started calling it a back three. It wasn't really a back three. It was the birth of that pyramid kind of defending, which is when you have that V, right? The V shape. So managers have since then, Pep Guardiola also does it. So at the end, we're not going to talk about tactical systems here now, okay? But it's important to bear in mind that sometimes managers do look at this, do have a particular system in mind, in a sense that they want to control space, right? So how do they decide whether or not what system are we going to use? A lot of it depends on the players you have. See, so the two are intrinsically linked. Is it tactics or players? It's a bit of both. To say it is tactics alone or players alone is oversimplification. Because I'll give you another example. If let's say you have very good central defenders, if you have fantastic central defenders, right? Great in the air. Do you play defensive football or do you play offensive football? If you have got like Virgil van Dijk and you pick the defenders you want. Okay, put the world's best defense there. Do you play defensive football or you play offensive football? You can't answer that question unless you look at your midfield. Because if your midfield cannot win the ball, your midfield cannot win the ball, then what's the point of having the world's best defense? So ultimately, it's about where you can win the ball, right? So if you can win the ball in defense, then your best bet is to play like if your only good players are defenders, then it's very dangerous for you to try to win the ball in midfield, right? Because you can't have the players to win the ball in midfield. So if you're sitting back and defending, then the line in front of those defenders is exposed because they can't defend the ball. So what do? You play as high up the pitch as you can. Because you know your midfield cannot win the ball, right? You might as well just attack, and then you hope that your defenders are good enough at reading the game, intercepting the game, and winning the ball high up the pitch and recycling possession. That's it. Simple as, right? So when you're looking at Football Manager, you first thing you look at is going to be your midfield. The very first thing you look at is your midfield, because your midfield will determine whether you can play mid block, high block, or low block. So always look at your midfield. So right now we're going to look at some of these randomly. I'm going to pick some clubs from the World Cup, right? Okay, so we're going to look at the team and then we're going to look at the team and, determine whether or not what kind of tactical system is best for them. Okay, so to answer the question, right, people are going to say, is it tactics or players? If you go into Football Manager thinking that there's a meta tactic, usually there isn't a meta tactic. Usually, like, there are some strong tactics. I won't deny it. The 4-2-3 is strong. 3-4-3 is strong. 5-2-2-1 has always been strong. The 4-3-3 is also strong. All these tactics are strong. It depends on what you have at your club and how you're going to use it. Right? So now we look at this team. Let's look at the first team, and I don't know if I've got my views. Wait, how do we do this? I haven't done this in a long ass time. No. Attributes. Don't we have a view? First team, one possession, senior players. Oh yeah, it's here. Okay. Import view. I was like, where's my view? And then I was like, oh God, I don't know where's my view. Call BTN midfielder, one of these, right? Very training score view. Okay, boom. This way I can't use this because we can't train them. Import view. Let's see if we can use the squad view. Cannot be viewed because this is the one for creators destroy. This is all for a different view. No? Yeah, all cannot be used. Okay, all right. So we're gonna just look at it and create a view. Okay. I just realized we can't use this this view. So match squad overview. Don't tell me I have to use my other. We have to use another team match squad because this is all like substitutions, right? General info. Yeah, we have to insert columns or attributes. Okay. All right. I don't have a view because this is all for views that are they're not gonna work in this one because this one we can't use we cannot import any of those views from Football Manager, the regular mode into this because this is the World Cup mode, right? So we're gonna create the views now. All right, so we're gonna remove all these. I mean, I don't really pay attention to best position, best role, and all that now. To me, it's a bit pointless. Remove this column. Remove this column. Remove this column. Remove this column. Okay, so we remove all these columns. Okay, so we got simple columns now. All right, now we're going to insert. We're going to come in here and start inserting columns. Are your views accessible? Yeah, they're all in Dropbox. Yeah, but that's for the clubs, are not for this. Yeah, this World Cup one, I didn't create any views. I didn't create a single view for the World Cup because it was like World Cup is so straightforward. Yeah, attributes: mental, aggression. Okay. Oh God. All right, put this guy here. Put this guy here. They become placeholders. Okay, mental. Then we got concentration. Insert attributes. Mental. We got work rate. Insert column attributes. Mental. We got determination. Okay, insert physical jumping reach. Insert attributes. Where's the other one? Physical jumping reach. Then we got stamina. Insert column attributes, physical acceleration. Okay, all right. So we got all of that. Okay, auto size all columns. Boom. Okay, makes it easier. All right, so we got views, right? Acceleration, stamina, jumping reach, work rate we put here, stamina we put here, stamina work rate will be here, jumping reach, determination, concentration, aggression we put here. Okay. Jumping reach, determination, concentration. Concentration will be one of their defense. I like concentration. Okay. All right. It's very easy to tell a squad just by looking at some attributes. Yeah, we'll try and see whether we can help. But first up, let's look at how do we determine what kind of tactical system a team can use. Straight up. Very easy. Okay. All right. Now, okay. Where can this team win the ball? How do we know this team can win the ball and read the game? concentration. We can put anticipation in as well. Okay. Mental, a lot. I mean, if you understand every attribute, then it's even better. You know, if you know what attributes do, then it's even better. Okay. Yeah, then you can look at an entire group of attributes and start, looking building a snapshot of the team. Okay, so here if I use anticipation, positioning, and concentration, these three attributes in totality, right? Footballing, intelligence, defensive. Okay, defensive, footballing, intelligence. This is it, no? These are the three. Okay. So if I look now at my midfield, okay, I want to know what kind of system they can play, right? So left, center, right. Okay. So we got all our midfielders. Take a look at the attacking midfielders. Now these are all the DMs. Let's see whether we can put their positions here. Insert column. Do we have stats like squad or general? What is the position that we go position? So these are their positions, right? Okay. All right. So we got this view. So we got all these players. All these are DMs, right? Okay. 12, 10, 11. Would you play? Always ask yourself, right? You have to have a threshold. Okay. Every player in midfield has to have aggression 12. For him to pass a bar, you have to have a mark. And this mark is for footballing, defensive footballing. You need these players to win the ball in midfield. But first, you need to know whether they have the smarts to do it in midfield. Right? So, anticipation, position, concentration. This is the smarts for midfield. Okay? So, you got all your DMs. 12, very good. Pass. This guy barely passes. Because his positioning is not very good. His off the ball might be very good, right? So Adam Zogran is better going 12 and 11. He's so-so. Like he's average. He's like below average, in fact. 12 would be average. Anything below that is average. So this midfield, they've got quite a number of players that are pretty decent at doing the job in midfield, reading the defensive side of the game, right? Haris here is 14, 13, 14. He's excellent. And then we've got Hisham Badawi, anticipation 12, 14, also pretty decent. Then we got Nabit Bentaleb. Okay, not so good in terms of concentration. This guy is not so good. These guys, during a quick transition, they may fail, right? But in terms of being able to they know where to stand most of the time when they're defending, right? So anticipation, they can read the game. So if you look at this, and I want to ask myself, can my midfield win the ball in midfield, right? Do I look only at this? A lot of people only stop here. Big mistake. You have to have aggression. Now, this guy 9, he's out. I know he's not going to win the ball in midfield. This guy 8, he will never play for me. Even though it's 12, 14, 13, he will never play. Why? Because if we lose the ball in midfield, I need somebody to win the ball back. He might not be the one for me. This guy is golden. 15. 15 is damn nice. So all you do is you come into this player in your team, right? Firstly, you look for his hidden attributes, right? So hidden attributes are the ones where you got the player traits. What's that player trait that we all hate the most? What's that player trait called? What is it called again? The trait was called dirty. It's a dirtiness rating. Likes to bend the rules or something. It gives you the impression, right? Something competitive streak. He has got a competitive streak. So if he's got a competitive streak, right, and a combination of low technique, you do not use him. Okay, because even if it's high aggression, competitive streak with low technique, right, this guy might get into a lot of trouble because his technique is too low. Then his tackling might be bad. If his tackling is poor, then you're in trouble. So now you got these guys who can read the game. So Haris is definitely going to start every single game in midfield because he becomes, okay, I can win the ball in midfield with him. Then I can win the ball in midfield with this guy. There's 2 guys that can win the ball in midfield. So these 2 are naturally going to be the pillars of your midfield. Then you go, I got 2 guys who are brilliant in midfield. Now the next thing you look at is whether they can last. Stamina, work rate, golden. You got 2 very good. So these guys are the best midfielders in Algeria. So if we wanted to use a tactical system, right? You can win the ball in midfield with them. Now, you got your 2 midfielders, right? Now you look for 2 more midfielders. Why? Because they may need to come off the bench, right? If you want to play a 4-3-3, you'll need 3 midfielders, right? So how many midfielders do you have? I've always said this. You need minimum of 4 midfielders in your team. Okay, 4 midfielders guarantees you can play a 4-2. You could push for a 4-3. But that's as far as you can go, right? But 4-3, you're struggling a bit more because if you can't take off 2 because you only got 1 on the bench. So if you look at this team, how many more other players can we bring in? So we got Rami, this guy, Benacer, also we can use him. He's also solid. So that's 3. But the problem with Benacer is this. His jumping is 7. Okay, what does this mean? So now we've got all these group of players and we've got Ismail Benacer. Benacer may not be able to win the ball in the air. So if the ball comes in the air and we need somebody in midfield to break up play, he can break it up if it's on the ground, but he cannot break it up if the ball is in the air. So now, do you play with Benacer? If it was me, I wouldn't play with him. He will be playing attacking. That means now I've got the 3 midfielders. I know that if I need an attacking midfielder, he'll be the one. So is he good enough to play as an attacking player? Then you start looking off the ball. Not good enough, 11. That's it. His flair? Only 13. Okay, Benacer does not make the team, no, in my book, no. So it will not be him. So I have to start looking at other players. Positioning here, 9. So all these guys with low jumping reach, they might not be able to win the ball. Now you have to ask yourself this question: what kind of tactical system do you want to build? If you want to build a tactical system full of short players, go for it, right? By all means, but then you have to recognize your weaknesses. You may not be able to win the ball in the air. So this means that this team, if we place a mid block, is going to be very, very risky because they have good players, okay, but not a lot of them can win the ball in midfield. In the air, that is, right? On the ground, no problem. In the air, there's a weakness. So you got to bring players like Adam Zograne might make it into the team. Nabil Bentayeb will make it into the team, and that's it. So you got Nabil Bentayeb, you got Bel Kibia, you got the other guy just now I mentioned, Zerouki, and then you bring Ismail Benacer. That's your 4 players. That's it. So your backups are important. And Benacer will just be a sub. Yeah, but he won't start the game. So now you got your 4 players. You identify your midfield already. Because now, if you have a really strong defense, right, you need to find out whether or not you can play mid block or high block. If you don't have players who can win the ball in midfield, you're forced into a high block. Because you can't win the ball in midfield. Why bother playing a low block or a mid block? You're gonna die. So you might as well just shove everybody up, play high block, right? So with this team, we can play mid block now. We can play mid block. We haven't answered the one question, right? How are our defenders? Now we look at our defenders. We're defenders. So you always start with these attributes: stamina, work rate, acceleration, aggression, anticipation, position, concentration, jumping reach, and determination. Because across every team that you manage, right, these are the attributes that will tell you whether you can play a mid, high, or low. Because right now we're looking at our defenders, jumping reach, right? How good are they at, the how high can they jump, right? So that's basically jumping reach. Now, apart from this, right, there's also something called technique and heading. Because, you want them to be able to not only jump but hit the ball away, right? So, okay, jumping reach. How many players here got good jumping reach? Look at this. This team is not good in the air, no. 115, 215s, jumping reach 14. That's about it, man. Positioning, only 13. Here, this guy 15. Positioning is only a 12. Not very good at reading positioning. He can only play as in a part of a back 3. Then we've got this guy whose jumping reach is about 14. So this team, they're not going to do well playing a defensive game. Because if they play sitting back, soaking the defense, if they play any game where they have to sit back and soak, they're in trouble. They are in trouble. So they have to be the ones putting all the pressure on teams. They cannot be the ones sitting back and soaking because their defenders put under pressure will concede goals. So your game now has to shift high up the pitch. You cannot shift low, no. You cannot go low defense. You low block, you're dead. This team cannot play a low block because they don't have the defenders to play a low block. To play a low block successfully, you not only need defenders who can win the ball, you also need fullbacks who can win the ball. So we look at the fullbacks, jumping reach 10, defensively, jumping reach 8. Okay, the ball going on the flanks, finish. These guys cannot win. This guy cannot help the defenders because, yeah, they when they cross the ball, the wide crosses that come in, right? Those wide crosses, they come in and then it goes to the far post. These guys are the ones that are defending the far post, the white crosses, right? Not their central defenders. So these guys can't win the ball at the far post. So you're in trouble then if they are the ones that you're depending on, you're going to be in trouble. So they got one guy here, Isa Mindy. Okay, so if we wanted to play a game, he's not fast. He might be a part of a three-man defense. So I'm looking now at these fullbacks. Okay, it looks like I might be forced into playing a back five, but now he could be part of a three-man defense. Okay, but not enough. Fullback here, we got Rabi Belgai. Okay, Jambri says, look, this is we are running into like this guy can be an advanced. Okay, let's see if they can play a three-man defense, right? So if you're gonna ask yourself whether you're playing a back five, then you need 4 wing backs, not 2 though. You need 4 wing backs. So you got only 1 wing back here. This guy's unavailable. This guy is not a wing back. This guy is just a fullback at best or a DM. Nayan Anuri is good enough to be a wing back. Okay. Remy Ben Sabani is decent, but he's not a wing back. He's a fullback. Yakin Hajam, I know what people are going to say. He's a wing back. You have to look at acceleration to determine whether a player is a wing back or not. Okay. All right. He has a very good excel. All these guys, they're fullbacks and they're wing backs, right? I would much rather have them playing as out and out wing backs than as fullbacks, because if you play a back four with these guys, they all got poor concentration. Look at all of them. Concentration 10, 11 composure. Then you look at this guy, Rafiq. Okay. He's not so bad. Okay. He cannot twist and turn. Right. He cannot okay. If a very pacey winger attacks this guy, he's toast because he's got no balance. He can be you can pull him out of position quite easily. All right, so he is okay, but you got 1 wing back, and then you got this guy. Not much of a wing back. It's 12. So you can see all of them are not very fast. No, you got Ryan, you got these two. They can play on the flanks, but one of them. Yeah, he can start. This guy's on the bench, right? Then this guy, no aggression to win the ball back, but can go forward as a wing back. So, looking at this team, right, at the moment, their weaknesses are their defenders, right? So, how would I line them up? Play a 4-2-3-1, ding, I'm dead. If I play a 4-2-3-1 with this team, I'm toast. If I play a 4-3-3 with this team, I've got to launch the wing fullbacks up anyway and plant 3 in midfield, right? Because they have so many good central midfielders, do you play with all these midfielders? You can't, because you'll be toast again, because you don't have any firepower in midfield. Your wing backs, there are only 2 very strong wing backs, right? Then your defenders have got no height at the back. So you need to play, if you play a back 4, okay, you will have to play something like a rest defense with 3, right? So one of those wing backs has to come back and defend. Like you playing like the inverted fullback kind of system, right? And then you can play, that is the only system they can play right now. If they play like a 4-2-3-1 with flying fullbacks, then they're in trouble because their flanks are always going to be exposed. Their defenders they cannot deal with crosses. They're not good enough, right? So you got to attack and keep the ball. So what kind of system can we play? You can play a 3-4-3. If it was me, I come into this tactic, I go like, okay, damn it, I will have to start with a 3-4-3 or a 5-2-2-1. Yeah. Then like a 5-2-2-1, I can plant the center, right? So we can't start with a 4-2-3, it's too risky. So now we look at the midfielders. They are attacking midfielders. Okay, now we're looking at work rate, acceleration. We look at the midfielders. So we got this guy is concentration 10, aggression 11. Now we're looking to see how many of their attacking midfielders can win the ball for us in midfield. Aggression 6, 9, 8, 9, 8, 8. Yeah, I only look at that first. I need to know whether they're going to fight for me if you win the ball back. Not many, They got a few here, but not a lot. Then they've got... So all these guys are great going forward from an attacking point of view. But Riyad Mahrez, 12, 14, 15, he's great at winning the ball, but he doesn't have the pace to beat players. So what kind of system? 5-2-2-1, maybe. They will probably play a 5-2-2-1 or a 5-2-3. Yeah, play a 5-2-3, 5-2-2-1. Any wow, right? What do you mean wow, right? So if I look at this team, it'll be a 4. So we will play like this, for them. Okay, so making a system for them, you see, okay, we got to come in here and just load. Let's just load a tactic, a 5-2-2. Do they have a 5-2-2-1 here somewhere? Anybody? Oh, God, now I'm looking at your tactics. Anybody here got 5-2-2-1? Damn it. I got to load one of my tactics. This is a 5-2-2-1. We create one from scratch. Okay. We can use a preset. Vertical tiki-taka. Fluid counter attack. 5-2-2-1. There we go. 5-2-2-1. Done. Keep it simple. Okay. This is exactly what I wanted. Okay, 5-2-2-1. Okay. So you got 5-2-2-1, right? So we're gonna turn this into advanced wing back so they never have to come back. Turn both these guys DM. First we just play them as DMs, Okay. Why is one higher than the other? Damn scary, Now it's the same, okay. So channel midfielder attacking DLF. Let's just call him a center forward and just call this guy second striker and channel midfielder. So this guy works the channels. This guy's advanced wing back as well. Okay. This guy can be a center forward first. Yeah, okay. Then white centre back, centre back. Then this guy bomb. We got 3 at the back. Got 2 DMs since we got so many. Got 2. Now we quick pick. Very fast, no? Okay. Because you got the midfielders, you got wing backs, right? So let's see what they have. So we don't know. This guy is the fastest wing back. They got concentration, right? So you have to fit basically what we've done is we've gone out there, we've created a system for this team, right? So looking at this team, when is our next match? So we'll go to the next match first, okay? Go on holiday, next match. System is better. Players always... I believe in one thing only, Jimmy Washington. For me, right? I have always played... I don't care about the players. You fit into my system. Yeah. Never players. I'm telling you the best way to play Football Manager and the best way all managers, real managers actually out in the world, right? They don't try to fit a team around a player unless it's Lionel Messi. Otherwise, you have to fit into the tactical system. If your name is Lionel Messi, they create a tactic around you. But no one is Lionel Messi. There's only one Lionel Messi in the world. So out of possession, we can do this attack, wing back, DM. Leave it like that, Okay, what's the worst that can happen, right? So we are now playing out of possession. We'll not play mid block. We'll play high press, and then we'll play defensive line. We can play a lower defensive line so the boys don't get so high up the pitch. Then balance, counter press, trigger press. We'll leave it. Get stuck in standard. In possession, higher standard, attacking transition, time wasting standard. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's mentality will not be cautious. Our mentality will be attacking, so you push it high up the mentality attacking, so you push it high up the pitch. Okay, so now we're gonna quick pick the team first. I don't get it. No, why is my team so different? I thought I saw different wing backs in our team. No, oh, that's because I didn't do this. Okay. Yeah, that's why we didn't have the right players in the tactic. Okay, so there we go. So I was right? Belgali, best fullback. Even if you quick pick, right, it'll show you. Now you know your players are Ren and Nuri, correct? Right? Same player, right? The AI picked Benacer. Jump rate is very low, 7. Okay, we already know that he may not be the best to play this system, right? But we also know that there are 4 other names that went across. Zeroki was one of them. Belaid is okay, right? Then we got Tugai. Tugai is okay. And Ben Sabani. Ben Sabani is actually a fullback one. Fullback come wing back. Okay, so now we know that we may not want to. We want him as a then we got this guy. And then we got Gauri. Gauri is good enough. We got Hussein Hasum Arwa, who can play here. We got Maza, who can play here. Okay. All right. We're not playing to the strengths of what's his name? The other guy that we had, what's his name? The other Algerian. Can't remember his name now. Zogain. Zogain, we can play him. Huh? So we can play Zogain instead of Benacer. Okay. All right. Now we got this tactic. We got shared. We got these 3, right? Okay. Now let's try a bit more funkiness. Okay, box to box. Box to box. Get this guy. These guys go up. The channel midfielder will come here. The shadow striker will come here. This guy will come here. This guy will come here. This guy's a center forward, right? Okay. So we know that these guys are high work rate. So what we've done is we created a tackle system around our players. Because this fits our players. But now the problem becomes, this is a story for a lot of players. No. Is this the only tactical system they can play? Of course not. They can play a 4-2-3-1 as well. They can play a 4-3-3. Now, if I wanted to create another tactic, I could now create a new tactic. Let's assume I don't want this tactic. Okay, let's play a 4-3-3. Can I create a 4-3-3 for this team? Yes, we can. 4-3-3, confirm, right? So now we got 4-3-3, right? Anuri is here, Bengali is here, these 3 guys here, these 2 guys. Remember the third defender is here, right? So it's 3. Zogain is the rookie. It's the same, no? Hussein Hao, Maza, Amura. You can still play a 4-3-3 if you wanted to. But problem with this setup now, if you play this tactic, is remember what I said earlier about the weaknesses of your team. If you don't know the weaknesses of your own team, that's when you screw up. Because this team can play this tactic too, but they cannot defend the flanks. So if the ball comes on the flanks, even though they have these great players here, right? The moment the ball comes here, this guy's jumping reach is going to cost the team, and this guy's jumping reach is going to cost the team. Ben Zabani as well, right? So both of them might struggle. So when you're in this kind of a situation, what you end up having to do is this. You got to consider, how do I keep my tactic secure? Right, so Belgali, okay, if I were you guys, this is how I play it. I play this guy as a fullback. Let this guy go up as a wingback. BCB, DM. Leave this guy as a DM or a DLP. Okay, 2 guy can be a DM. Okay, all right. One of these guys can be a DM. Like, one of them can shift into the DM slot. Yeah. Okay. Then we got this guy attacking this way, center midfielder. But you turn this guy into an attacking midfielder. This guy into a central midfielder. This guy into a winger. This guy into a winger. Okay, because I like wingers. That's me personally. Okay. Okay. Then you got fullback keeping the thing secure. But is this the best tactical system? They can play the system. Is this the best one for them? How good are you at playing a 4-3-3? If you're not good at playing this tactic, you should never play this tactic because you'll suffer. Right? You will suffer. If you cannot play this tactic, as in you don't know how to turn this guy into a flying wingback, or this guy into a flying wingback, or this guy, you want to play like a rest defense, which is only one player, you will struggle. You will definitely struggle. This formation is not for the average player, because you need to be a good player to manage a 4-3-3. If you're not, then you're always going to have 1-0 scorelines, and you always have this problem. How do I score more goals? Right? So this is one of the reasons why I thought most people, when you play these kind of tactics, right, you got 4-2-3-1, score more goals. What you do is, don't play this. Don't play a 4-2-3. Don't play this instead. So you got this tactic. Okay, Zogain comes inside here. Okay, now you've got a 4-2-3-1. This is a lot more easier for the average player. Why? Because you got 6 in defense, right? Instead of 7, because you got the extra play in attack. So this guy can be an advanced playmaker. Okay. And they can still use this tactic, right? So this guy becomes Rome. All right, this guy wing. And now you got these 2. You got box defense. But what you can do with these 2 guys now is you can opt. Can I launch this guy up the pitch? I can. Then this guy can become an inside winger, and this guy can become a flying wing back, and I can do focus play down the right, and this guy can become like a wide forward to score goals on this side. That's it. That's how easy it is. Okay? That's how easy this game is. But if you wanted to play like a 4-3-3, right? If you want to play a 4-3-3, okay, I'm going to say this. If you want to play this tactic, my only advice to you guys is this. Learn how to change roles and duties. Because if you don't know how to change roles and duties, you're going to struggle. Okay, we will play with this tactic first. Okay, this is not the easiest tactic to master. Okay, so we're gonna have this guy attacking the center. We're gonna have this guy attacking the center because you need one guy to attack the center. Then we'll get this guy to be a DM. Okay, I'm gonna get BCB. I know Ed Nuri can only go forward. Okay, this guy, jumpy reach is 10. I'm gonna turn this guy into like a inside fullback. Okay, then this whole tactic will pivot to one side. This guy is a ball playing center back. This guy is gonna attack, but he's not gonna be a flying fullback. This guy is gonna attack this way. Okay, so that means I'm gonna tell this guy to play as a false fullback because that's the way I roll. See, now that I'm forcing them to play my tactical system, right? Yeah, I'm forcing this team to play my tactical system. Then we come inside here, out of possession, trigger press, tackle hard. Tackle hard. Okay. Come inside here, out of possession, trigger press, tackle hard. These guys do all the pressure on top. IFB, this guy, if this IFB, this guy cannot, he must be a winger. Because this guy will be in a half space. We don't want him to be in a half space too. This guy will be a CM. AM coming this way. Oh no, this guy can be a channel midfielder because this guy is not moving. So this guy is gonna be moving up. All right. Team instructions. We go out of possession, in possession with higher tempo. Okay. The passing directors be like this. All instructions. Play through the press. Progress both flanks. And then pass play like this. Supporting runs. Both flanks. This is underlap and overlap. Short distance, discourage, patience. Got run at defense. And then we're gonna pass into space. All right. Tempo. Yeah, we'll play on slightly higher. Then defensively, high press, higher, trigger press, one notch below, counter press, tackling standard, cross engagement. Cross engagement, we don't do anything. Pressing trap, we leave it. Short goalkeeper distribution, you step up more, no balance. Done. Created tactic already. Now let's replace some of the. We can play with all these players, right? Zeruki, Tauge. I call him Tauge. That was funny as fuck, man. You know what Tauge means or not? Tauge in the local dialect means bean sprouts. I just call him Tauge. How about 4-4 OP with tracking wingers? Yeah, that's okay. 4-3-3 is not I don't think 4-3-3 is the best tactic. 4-3-3 is not the best tactic for a start now. Why? Because 4-3-3 is the problem is, right, 4-3-3 demands that you actually know what you're doing. Yeah. The problem with 4-3-3 tactics is this. A 4-3-3 can easily fall apart if you're the kind of person that doesn't know to tweak tactics. Yeah. It can be really terrible. No? I'm not saying that everybody out there is bad at the game, but the number of times, right, I have gone into a 4-3-3 and changed it, I've lost track. How many times in a game I have to tweak my 4-3-3? I have to tweak that tactic more often than I have to tweak like a 4-2-3-1 or a 5-2-2-1. Yeah, that's the problem with a 4-3-3. You tweak it a lot more. So now we look at the thing, right? So we started the game and then we are playing on attacking mentality. So look at our backline, right? So we got Nainuri, Omura. So we got to look. This is fine, actually comprehensive. So they're playing the downside of 4-3-3 as a press, right? Not that good. High up the pitch, not very good at pressing. Yeah, there we go. Our winger going wide. Gowrie scores the first goal. Yeah, as long as you get players with high aggression, right, you're fine. Okay, looking at I'll pay attention to these kind of things. See the shape. Okay, I don't want players to get into the. I don't like to see players in the middle. Yeah, their players cannot get to the ball easily. Bang, we want the ball. We cannot give up space, right? So looking at this, they cannot get to their players, right? So they keep their position. That's what we want to do. See, I keep explaining this. I don't know how many people notice it. No, this line and this line, very important. When you make any tactic, you cannot and must never see these players in between the two lines as easy passing targets. If you can, your tactic is not set up right. You must make sure that your players make it hard for their players to get to the ball. Yeah, so you got to shut down the passing angles. So some people think that they have to press aggressively. No, you don't need to press aggressively. If you press aggressively, you're actually opening up the space for them. So we got the player winger again. So wingers are damn good no? For these kind of tactics. Especially a 4-3-3. I like 4-3-3 to have wingers. See, that's why we have a 3-man rest defense. Notice this, right? So if I were to go back 30 seconds. Okay, maybe I can't go back 30 seconds. Sorry. Doesn't really work that way, this game nowadays. I would love to, but I can't, Don't know how to do that anymore. We used to have a clock. There we go. Oh, no, I don't think it's the same highlight. I don't think it's the same highlight. You have to make sure that your defense, whether you create any tactic, right, whether it's a back three or a back five, whatever tactic you're making, you need to know where your banks are. Your bank of 5 or your bank of 4, 4-4, 5-4. The space between the banks cannot be easily penetrated. If they can be easily penetrated, your tactic is buggered up. Yeah. So yeah, the thing is that also like when they get shots, right, you gotta make sure that the shots that they get are the ones that are low percentage shots. I am always happy to see them go down the flanks. Then I come in like that. See, I come in with those kind of crosses into the area, dangerous crosses. I love those kind of crosses because they are dangerous. And notice one thing, right? Did I play a low cross? I want you all to look when I got low cross on, right? I don't have low crosses on. I'm very sure that balance. I don't play low crosses as with a weak team. I never do. I always do it later when I have high possession. France or Spain? Oh, that's a good one. No? That's a good one. No? One cannot look past France. France are just too strong. The width of the pitch gives us control. See, where is my other fullback? This is what I want. Okay. I don't want this place to be overexposed. This is where Arne Slot lost the plot. Okay, last season, Arne Slot didn't have this shape, where you got 3 and 1 guy slightly forward, right? As we are attacking. See, this is a very old school football logic. No? This starts from South America, right? They used to have this line that goes like this when they're attacking. No? So essentially, if they're attacking down the right flank, right, you will see this like a straight line like this. So the lowest guy is here, but they're attacking this way, right? So then they are like like a ladder, I don't call it ladder because it's actually a different term there. But you get this shape. So as you're attacking, you can put pressure on the opposition. But if you lose the ball, then because you're going this way, as you lose the ball, right, this guy can come back. Right. But last season, we didn't look like this. Our fullbacks or whatever would be here. If we lost the ball, we got like, okay, that's it. We conceded a goal. Every time I saw Liverpool attack down one flag, I was just waiting. People, do you know that I wrote Liverpool off after the very first game? I saw them play. Immediately, I wrote them off. My friends are my friends are calling me, you got to get Alexander Isak, win. And I said, no, we're not going to win the title. We're going to lose this season. Doesn't make a difference. The tactical system we're using is just wrong. Yeah. So we win the ball again. You see how important it is to have players with the right anticipation, right concentration, aggression. That is so important. So if you can get those players in, you will know exactly what type of system you're using. So far right now, I win the ball in midfield regularly, right? And we are not having to defend nearly as much. Yeah, so far we've been lucky. I haven't had to deal with crosses. And of course, when we get set pieces, we'll never score because our boys are too short. I think France is going to win. I want Spain to win. I don't want France to win. Because if France wins, Dembele is going to win Ballon d'Or again. Yeah, he'll win Ballon d'Or. He'll be the first back-to-back Ballon d'Or world champion. Yeah, what? It'll be the first time in history they defend the World Cup. No, he's won the... It'll be the first time in history, right? The best player in the world, Dembele, would have done it with a World Cup and with Champions League. If I'm not mistaken, Dembele will be crowned. Will have be great time for him, So I didn't create one with complicated roles and duties, right? Nothing. There's nothing complicated about it. There we go. Inverted fullback did the job. Because that's our rest defense. The ball actually went to that direction on the counter and we were able to win the ball back. The only problem you play a 4-3-3 is you have to have the wingers to worry about later. Yeah. So far, okay, tactically, I'm not too unhappy. Right. I think this is not a World Cup, more like a friendly. I suspect it's a friendly. Cannot be so easy. Yari is such a good player for Sweden. Yari is such a good Swedish player. France are definitely the strongest at the moment. I don't see anyone taking it from France. I was hoping for an underdog to win the World Cup. So far, my wish didn't come true. I wanted Mexico to win the World Cup. Damn it. I actually was rooting for the US at one point until Trump opened his mouth. Then I went, no way, man. I just joined the rest. You just confirmed the rest of the world is not supporting the US anymore. Then after that, it became, I started, I'm terrible, indecisive. The next thing I know, I'm supporting Norway because, hey, we got an underdog again. So I started supporting the underdog. And the best chance now, Norway, and then they had to lose to England. So shit. They were close, man. They came close to upsetting England. But then, of course, England's bloody, what's his name, had to rise to the occasion, Jude Bellingham. Slightly showed that he's got stardust. The guy has got stardust written all over his face. He's playing damn well. He's really rising to the occasion. So that's the dangerous thing about potential World Cup winners. World Cup winners always have players rising to the occasion in the knockout stages. And these knockout stages has been dominated by Jude Bellingham. So interestingly enough, right, the World Cup champions, right, will always have a player like that in their midst. And this augurs very well for England. Very well for England. So suspect, England can defend against Spain, but problem is England. How many players are they down? They're down a few players to injury. So far, so good. So Algeria playing quite well. 4-3-3. 4-3-3 has got one of the best defenses because it's got 7-man defense. And Sayyid Al-Ali is right to a point, right? Whenever you're in doubt, a good tactical system to use is a 4-3-3, right? But this is the important caveat. you better know when where in your 4-3-3 you need to tweak eventually. Because if you don't score goals, how do you address the problem? That's the only downside with a 4-3-3. That is the one downside. Because chances are sometimes you will struggle with a 4-3-3. As in, what do you do when certain players are not performing very well, and which are the important areas? For me, my important areas are my two midfielders. So in the 4-3-3, always focus on the midfielders. Your midfielders must win the ball. Your fullbacks must be able to put pressure. Right? It's that important, no? Algeria 3, Sweden 0. The Algerians are all over the Swedes, man. My goodness, this is a friendly. Must be a friendly. It cannot be the World Cup, lah. Must be. That is a friendly. There we go. It's a friendly, lah. Let's go instant result. Ding, ding. Don't use commentary. So we don't want to waste our time. Friendlies. Come on. Algeria created a statement at the World Cup before 3-3. Look at that. After I left the game. Yeah, it couldn't be bothered. 3-3. So now we play to another tactical system, right? So Algeria have to play Argentina. Oh my God, this will be fun. Okay. I want to go straight to the World Cup. Who is interested in all this? When are we playing the World Cup? We are playing on the 10th. We come in on the 10th. 10th of June. I hope, right? We don't miss the World Cup. Bellingham has played very well. I think Jude Bellingham has been the superstar of this team, or the English team. I mean, that's not to say that the others haven't played well, but Jude has really given the English team that fire in midfield. And people were worried. I mean, I was worried against Norway. I thought against Norway, the English might struggle to keep Erling Haaland out. Often if the support does well, the team will do well. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll be very frank, right? I don't want to see Argentina win again. Okay, please. I do not want to see Argentina win. I want to see England beat Argentina. Okay. I just want to see England make it to the final. Yeah. And I want to see England win it. So that we don't have to deal with the horror that is 1966 all over again. Okay. I want that conversation to be put to bed. Okay. And then if England do win the World Cup, right, we will not hear the end of it for the next 50 years. 50 years. We will be living this fantasy world where England has won the World Cup and everything else. Yeah. Yep. That's the feeling that I'm gonna get. Okay, so we got this Aisa Mandi now in defense. We got Mahrez, Haji. What is his name? Mahrez is the winger. Oh God, that's it. We are dead. We're playing Argentina next. Okay. All right, so now the next game against Argentina, right? Okay. All right, so can this tactic work against Argentina? Same tactic work, right? Maybe we can play a 5-2-1. Go down, up and down the flanks with a 3-man defense. Can also use this, right? Okay, so we quick pick this. Belgai, Zaruki, Bentaye, Nuri, Awa, Chaibi, Gauri, Bensabani, Mandi. Yeah, let's play this now. We didn't play this tactic, right? So can the team play this tactic or not? They can. They can still play this tactic. So now the defensive line, we don't want it to be too high up the pitch, right? So we can go standard. All right. We can also... We got a 5-man defense. Out of position is still a 5-man defense, right? Or it can be this defense. Because these guys are going to cover the back line anyway. In possession, they're like this. Out of possession, they're like that. Can this work? Because if they go down the flanks, this guy's gonna chase, right? They become tracking wingers. Well, we just did that because let's just see what happens, okay? I see France get revenge in the final versus Argentina. You always like to see, yes, because you're Scottish, like idiot. You're a Scottish fan, that's why. You want to see England lose. You want to see Scotland win the World Cup. You want to see Scotland win the Rugby World Cup, the Cricket World Cup, and the Football World Cup. That's what you want to see. You're Scottish. Okay, let's see this tactic. Now we made our tactic different, no? Right. Now we play a 5-2-2-1 where it's jerking like crazy. I don't know why. What the hell is going on in this game? Hey, hello. Just because of Lionel Messi, we get this problem. Oh my God, I've never had this happen, no. Holy shit, my game is having a heart attack. Wait, I want to instant result. It was having my game is having a fit, lah. Yeah, it's nothing else running, only this guy. I don't know. I wanted to play the game, but I cannot play the game, having a heart attack. But the game was having a heart attack. So we're gonna we're gonna use the same tactic next game. Yeah. First time I've had a heart attack. No. Do you know in all this time, right, I played this game, right? I've never had a problem with graphics. Okay. Oh, sorry, go on holidays here. Argentina, England will be a good game. But it's not today, right? It's Wednesday, the game. Yeah. They're playing on Wednesday. So once Wednesday comes, it'll be a late night stream. And I want to see Scotland get through the first round. Scotland went through the first round. Scotland went through the group stages. They just didn't make it through the knockouts. Oh, sorry. Wait. Scotland didn't make it out the group stages. My bad. What am I saying? Yeah, we all wanted Scotland to make. I also wanted Scotland to make it out the group stages. They just didn't. Okay, we gotta make it a defensive tactic. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I haven't changed it yet. This is too offensive. Okay, it was too offensive. Let me change the tactic before we go in. If you play Jordan like this, we're still gonna lose. Okay, stop. Okay, come back here. Okay. I was like, don't know what came over me. Now I wanted to try something funky, but this is a bit seriously stupid. I do it for my own entertainment. I should be doing it as this is how you set up tactics. Do you still make? Yeah, I do. I'll be making more YouTube videos soon. Yeah. I do still make YouTube videos. It's just that I haven't had time last couple of years. Last 2 years because I've been alone looking after the children, so I haven't had time to do videos. Yeah, so I finally got some help, and now I can make videos again. Do you think Scotland will accomplish this in our lifetime? Never in a million years. I'll be dead, long dead. I'll be long gone and dead, baby, before Scotland win the World Cup. Oh, no, I won't say won't win the World Cup. Make it through to the first round of the World Cup. Knockout stages. I mean, this was Scotland's big chance. They actually had a decent team this time around. I mean, McGinn, Andy Robertson, a few decent Scottish players, right? Including Chris Wood. Oh, come on. They had Chris Wood, my all-time favorite. Hey, this is the first time Scotland actually won a game in the World Cup for a long time, okay? Or scored a goal. The last time I still remember Scotland not winning a game or getting a point. This time Scotland actually had 4 points? 3 points, right? 3 points. First time ever, Scotland had 3 points. I was so impressed. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I wanna watch this a bit more and then make changes. See, 5-2-2-1 is still a decent system for most teams, but you have to play a bit more aggressively. Apparently, against Argentina, the bloody graphics had a fit. I'm hoping to see, Scotland. I was really hoping Scotland would have been a knockout round. Something tells me if Scotland were in a knockout rounds, they'd actually made it. They remember they made it. Our problem with Scotland is finished. I think they partied too hard after they got to the World Cup. I suspect the Scots partied so hard after they got to the World Cup and they forgot. Oh yeah, they started celebrating. Okay, Ben Sabani. Okay, we got channel midfielder, shadow striker, center forward. Okay, so very simple system. Okay. But this kind of tactics, right? Back five systems, right? When you make a back five system, you're better off playing as a mid block. Because if you want to play high all the way up the pitch, right? Then you better start playing in low crosses because then you have to go camping. Get the ball in and cannot score. Because Jordan is sitting defensive. Where have been it for 20? You got 3 points. You didn't get 4 points. 4 points, Scotland would have qualified. It was 3 points, and you were dependent on goal difference, and you couldn't go through because your goal difference wasn't that good. 4 points, 100% you would have gone through. Because literally every team with 4 points will beat it. Yeah, it was 3. I remember. And you're negative GD. This World Cup, I think you needed a 0 GD to make it through. On the last day, I think somebody scored 5 goals and they had positive 3. That screwed Scotland up. It was a final day that screwed you over. One of the teams with 3, right? Iran, I think. Yeah. Was it Iran? No, it wasn't Iran. It was another team. It was Morocco. Could have been Morocco. Or could have been one of those clubs. One of them scored a lot of goals on the final day. And that was enough to tilt the whole thing. I don't think it was Iran because Iran didn't make it through. Right? They won a first plane out. Yeah. I felt bad for Iran. Iran didn't deserve. They actually were a good team, but they very unlucky. I won't say there was a plot against them. There's an bloody hell. The hosts were at war with them. What the hell? Of course, there was a plot against them, right? To say there was no plot against them is a bit like being a bit idealistic. Yeah. Yeah. The Scottish manager was too damn defensive. Too damn defensive. They should have just gone out to attack the Scots. I don't understand why he held the Scots back. It's like you go to the World Cup, right? You go all the way to the World Cup and you decide to be defensive. What the hell is wrong with you, man? Okay, let's throw this tactic away. Obviously, the 5-2-1 does not suit them very well. Or I'm not playing it very well. Okay? So we're going to go white centre back, box to box, shadow striker, out of possession. Push you a bit higher. Okay, push that a bit higher so that we win the ball. We put some more pressure on the opposition. Because what we're not doing is we're not putting pressure on them when we lose the ball. So we're actually dropping too deep. Same team that beat Sweden in the pre-game friendly. Or 3-3 rather. So when you make, you gotta look at your team, right? So, okay, yeah, this is better. Yeah, this is so much more better than just now. Yeah, that was too defensive. Yep, they're in the right positions now to win the second ball. Okay. Now we are gonna send these guys forward. Not defensive, man. Advanced centre back. Ball playing centre back. Advanced wing back. Advanced ball, box to box. Channel is okay. Go. Now we're sending the 2 centre backs forward. We're gonna send the 2 full backs high up the pitch. Because to say that a team cannot play a certain tactic is wrong. Sometimes it's up to the manager, right? So this is what I mean by the second part of my statement, which is earlier just now. Is it a tactics or the system? Is it the player or tactics? The players can play the tactical system. In this case, the manager, screwed up, right? Okay. I played a 5-2-2-1, but I was holding them back. Like I was keeping them. The system was too defensive when we lost the ball. Yeah. Meaning I kept sitting back. I kept asking my players to drop deeper when we lost the ball. So the system in itself had to change, right? So I tweaked the system. So now we don't drop so deep anymore when we lose the ball. We actually are high up the pitch even when we lose the ball. So this means I can put more pressure on the opposition, okay, and move the ball around. See? So now we are playing it differently. So now if I wanted to, I would... Senegal was the one that spoiled the whole party, 5-0. If Senegal had not won that game, right, Scotland may have qualified. It was because Senegal spoiled the whole party for Scotland. So, okay, so now we got this, right? So this is the reason why when you create tactics, it's a bit of like, oh no, what can I do to tweak? Ultimately, you got to know, progress through both flanks. We're gonna just throw this out. Where's my in possession? All instructions. Spotting runs. I need to push those wing backs high up the pitch. Definitely this is out. And we're going to go low cross. And we're going to walk the ball into the box. This World Cup inspired to give the FM26. FM26 is okay. I don't think it's the best edition. But the World Cup mode definitely makes it more playable. You can keep playing it over and over again. That's the thing. You can have many, many stories. Shankland Wood up top would have given... Exactly. I think this year, the World Cup, right? Scotland, they had Shankland, they had Wood. But why the fuck were they so defensive? They got McGinn. And then when they went to the World Cup, I was like looking at them going, what the hell is this? What is the Scottish team doing? They're just sitting back and defending. I'm like... They sold themselves. They sold themselves out. Too defensive, Scotland. Very disappointed in them. I thought the Scots were all about the fighting spirit. This bunch of Scots they hid behind their kilts. Was damn disappointing. I know played safe in the group stages. That I understand, but this was way too safe. We got a goal. See what I mean? You need to know when you're making your own tactical system, right? So sometimes, this is especially true when people download tactics, right? When you download tactics and you go and download a tactic, if you don't understand what the tactical system is doing, it's never going to be the tactic. No, it's going to be the manager. In that case, it's me, or you, right? Toby Rayson, thank you for the read, man. How you doing? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. How was your show, man? Thank you for the read, guys. We're just we're discussing tactics of players. What is the more important thing when it comes to creating a tactic, right? So some people say it's going to be the meta tactics. I go like, no such thing as meta tactics. They're all meta players. So at the end of the day, it's going to be your players. You're going to be the one that saves me, saves you. Oh my God, I'm saving you. Blazing Sun Fury. I'm a Wonder Wall. Damn it, that's a song, man. That is a song. So guys, do you all think England is going to win the World Cup? But Scotland, right, this year, I am so disappointed with Scotland. Damn disappointed. Chris Wood and Shankland in that team with McGinn, right, and they play defensively. Damn it. What a bunch of wimps. They wore their kilts to the World Cup and they played in it. That's the disappointing thing about Scotland. I was so disappointed with Scotland. Damn, every year, every World Cup. I mean, how many World Cups I've been waiting for Scotland to make it to the World Cup? And this is what they gave me. Damn, disappointing. So disappointing. Hey, thanks, man. Thank you for coming. He's got a good chance this year, but I think it'll be France. Yeah, France. I mean, there is a part of me that wants England to win, so that at the end of the day, I don't have to hear it anymore. England finally won the World Cup. Yeah, okay, take a World Cup, enjoy yourselves. Okay, all right. Now we can stop talking about the golden generation for the next 20 years. When David Beckham will be pissed, okay, but who cares, right? But I don't want Argentina to win it, no. Seriously. It's like I don't want France to win it too. Then Dembele will be the first player in history to win 2 World Cups, two Euros, and 2 Ballon d'Ors. Because he's most likely going to win the Ballon d'Or again. You see what I mean, guys? If your tactical system, you do not know what the flaw in your tactical system is. It's never the players, or it's always going to be a manager. That's the second missing link in a lot of people when they make tactics of football manager. Right? They play a tactic. I hate to do this to you guys. I keep switching back and forth because today's show is about analyzing a team, right? So do you analyze a team and design a tactic around a team, or do you come with your system and then force the players into your system? Actually, it's a bit of both. Yeah, that's why it's the whole objective here. So the first tactic we used was a 4-3-3, and we did really well. And then the second one was so we took this random 5-2-2-1, which is just a 5-2-2-1. And it was a bit more defensive than you should have been. And then we tweaked the tactic and then turned it around. Yeah. See you later, Toby. See you. Wood would have been of use as target man, similar to Haaland with Shankland, McGinn, and company giving teams that. Yeah, they would have. I mean, like Chris Wood, right, is my favorite, one of my favorite players. I like him a lot. Spain have only considered 1 goal. Yes. They are a very solid defensive team. And the first goal they conceded was against who? They just conceded the goal, right? They just conceded their first goal of the World Cup. Prior to that, they had not been tested. They had not had to pick the ball up from the back of their net. That was quite a result for them. But I still think that I don't know. France are also shaky defensively. They conceded some silly goals. I took a bet on the Spain-France game under 2.5 goals. So Kimonian, you took a bet lah. Okay, all right. So you're telling us there'll be at least 1.5 goals in that game. All right, so it's a 2-1 scoreline. All right, okay. So who do you think is going to win? You think it's going to be France, I suspect. Godspurs thinks it's going to be Spain. I reckon Spain, writing Spain off is quite risky this World Cup. I agree. Spain have a good team. They have solid defense. The England's golden generation was massively overrated. Yeah. Totally agree. Because it's like the rest of the world doesn't have a golden generation. That's how I see it. I see, like, when people talk about the golden generation, you think the rest of the world doesn't have one, is it? Only your country has a golden generation. Remember how the Belgians' golden generation was so overrated for so many so many championships, right? I remember Euros, Belgium, this is a golden generation, they're going to do something about it. And that golden generation conversation lasted for a few competitions, You guess it's going to be a draw in France on overtime penalties? Okay, fair call. Spain could turn over France. I would not be surprised if they did that too. I think I believe Spain will beat France. Spain have a chance. It's not going to be an easy game. I think that I don't think we've seen the fireworks yet. But I have to admit, England, you see, every World Cup winning team needs a figure to rise above the rest during the knockouts. Right? I have not seen one from Spain. I have not seen one from France. Okay? I've only seen one, and he came from England. His name is Jude Bellingham. Okay? Somebody always rises highest among these teams, and then you have the sense, right, that if he's playing, right, there is a chance you're going to win the World Cup. So I believe that this could be England's year. Olise is doing okay, doing well. But you look at England and how the goals are distributed. It's not just Harry Kane who's scoring all the goals. Right? Like Argentina is like we got Messi creating and scoring goals, right? I don't know. I'm hoping that it's gonna be England's. Oh yeah, or maybe the VAR. It'll be a VAR World Cup. No, I think this year the one thing I don't like about the World Cup this year is taken the attention away from the sport and put it squarely inside a vehicle that's got tires that are not taking it anywhere. The VAR truck. I mean, I find it so annoying that the most important decision makers right now are in a truck and they're not even on the pitch. Because a referee should be a referee should be using the VAR truck as a tool, right? So let's say if he's in doubt or something, right, he goes to the truck and says, "Look, guys, I need you guys to check this and let me know if I'm right or wrong." That's it. Should I give this? So that's it. No, that's all. I did not see this very clearly. I have my doubts. I need to see a replay. That's how the VAR truck should work. And it should be there for offsides. It should be there for... And I don't even think it should be there for red cards. Like red cards, I don't give a fuck. Take it away. Because red cards, you already got 3 freaking officials on the pitch. You got a referee and you got 2 assistant referees. You mean to say they cannot see something? So if they cannot... Look, you can't look at a VAR truck and go, the VAR truck is going to determine if a foul is being committed or a dangerous foul is being committed. They shouldn't be. They should take that out, man. Because right now, VAR trucks are calling back play that happened like that Zico's goal for, what's that? Zico scored the goal for which country? Shit. Was it Egypt, right? I think it was Egypt, yeah. Okay. That second goal for Egypt, right? That was turned back, no? Because why? Of a foul that happened, and the referee actually waved play on. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So the truck overruled the referee. Or they say there was a foul in the build-up. There are going to be fouls in the build-up in a lot of these goals, right? So, look, if the referee on the pitch there doesn't see a problem, and the 2 linesmen didn't see a problem, why does the truck have to get involved? The truck should only be involved when the referee calls for it. Not the referee calling the truck and telling the referee telling the truck, hey, the truck telling the referee, you know what? Sorry, you have to go back and check this. No, that's bullshit, man. That is totally bullshit. I don't think I don't even think they should come in for obvious mistakes or oversights. Right? They shouldn't. Because at the end of the day, the referee is the one that should bear judgment. Because right now, we are protecting the referees too much. Yeah, it's like the referees are being... How many people do you want them to employ? You want your packages for FIFA to go up, is it? Because now they have to employ... You see, all this leads to escalation of cost to run the tournament. No? Okay, we already have 5 officials on the pitch at any one time. You got the three referees. You got the extra joker that's holding the line board, and you got the spare referee on standby in case one of the referees gets injured. So that's 5, right? Now we've got another 3 in the damn truck, and this doesn't even count their standbys. There's going to be a standby for one of the 3 as well if one of them decides to go and have a shit or whatever, Okay, so they have to have 3 plus 1. There's always one hovering them. So there's 4. So you got 4 and 5. That's 9. 9 officials for one fucking game. People think this is okay. I'm thinking, fuck me, man. Might as well just let AI run the whole sport. Why do we need to employ? Why do they need to have so many humans doing this shit? So I think it's wrong. I think that at the end of the day, VAR should be something that it should be a tool for the referee to be used when he is in doubt. That means he is the one that says, "Oh, sorry, I need to call the VAR truck for confirmation on this foul or confirmation on this goal." Right? You see 2 players going at each other. Okay, poop, VAR truck. I need to check this. What was the incident that preceded this? Should I be sending them both off? That kind of thing. Do it that way. But do they use it like that? No, they use it as some kind of the VAR truck calls a referee. That's it. Stop the play. Forget it, man. I think it's too much already. It is gonna be high. It's not 2 to 3 additional officials, no. It is 4 in the truck. 4 in the truck. So they're doubling up on all the officials they're using in every single competition. I think this is too much already. Because you got to pay them allowances, you got to bring them, you got to fly them out. Unless they're going to America, they might get arrested, and they don't allow them to come in. Like that, what was that? That African referee, right? No, I think it's too much already. I think it's a joke. VAR is now officially, for me, a bloody joke. What do you think about the England-Norway game? I thought that was a brilliant game. That was a brilliant game. England and Norway, it looked like the Norwegians are playing well. They had done enough to stymie the English. But then, from the English shores, because the Vikings were charging down and raising the English lands, and up rose an Englishman to lead the English on a desperate charge to save their honor. And his name, Jude Bellingham. I think that was a great game. It was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant. You think they should put it on big screen? What? All decisions should be put on a big screen. I think. And the other thing is VAR. Some of the decisions that VAR is taking, they don't share with the public. They don't share with the public. I think that's very wrong. That is very, very wrong. Okay, so we got a 4-3-3 now. We are playing Austria in the World Cup. So now we got the same tactic. So we're going. So if you, excuse me for yawning, but it's at least midnight here. So, when you go and you fit your tactical system around your players, or you see, we play a different tactical system. So am I playing to one tactical system on my players? No. At the end of the day, when you create any kind of tactic, it's better your players can play in the system or not, right? So all you have to do is any tactical system that you play, right? If it's a 4-3-3 like this, all these 3 must be able to win the ball and have aggression. This guy, aggression. This guy, also some aggression, Right, but these 2 are terrible, right? Mahrez cannot. He's got no aggression, so he can't really play in this system. Okay, so we do have wingers who can play here. We've got this guy, Naiji. Okay, he's okay, but he's not fast enough. Musa. Okay, this guy is actually quite fast, so we play Musa here. Okay, so we have players that can attack lines. Chaibi as well. Chaibi is not that bad, but look at his numbers, right? So concentration 10, aggression, work rate. Can he play in a system? So ultimately, the player must fit into your tactical system, right? So this is how you look at your tactics. Tactics is not always about your. You can fit players into a tactical system, but they have to. But you cannot fit a tech. Okay, for me right now, right? There are a lot of great tactical systems out there. The kind of tactical system you use depends on the players that you have. You need to know whether you can play a mid block or are you forced into a high block. This is what I mean, right? A mid block and a low block can be played by very good teams, but a high block can be played by all teams. A low block cannot be played by poor teams because you need really good defenders to pull off a low block, and you need very good midfielders and defenders to play a mid block, which is the reason why whenever you have a weak team, you always play a high block as a first priority or a mid-high block. If you have got very good midfielders coming the ball in midfield, you play a mid block, safer still. So whenever you pick any kind of a tactical system, that's how you decide what kind of tactical system you can play. It will always rest on your defenders. Your defenders, if they've got very good jumping reach, anticipation, possession, concentration, you can play mid block, right? Okay. But if let's say you have a very weak midfield, then you cannot play a low block with your team because you cannot win in midfield. So you got to push all the way out and play a high block because the moment you go into a low block, you're toast because your midfielders cannot protect your backline. So that's the way it works, right? So you always look at your defenders first and you look at midfielders. That's how you determine what kind of tactical system you can use, right? Because it'll be then you can look at playing a 4-3-3, a back five, or a back four. It doesn't really matter. Okay. You see, you have to look at where your strengths are. Always identify. In this case of Algeria, their strengths are midfield. No? But did I play a 4-3-3 because their strengths are midfield? Not really. I mean, they can play a back five, right? They can easily play a back five. They can play like a five strung across the back, but then I have to be high up the pitch. The wing backs must be attacking. So it depends on what I have at my disposal. How many fit players do I have? So this is how you decide. Okay, but the same thing applies to any football team that you manage, a football manager. So I am balanced, don't play balance, we play attacking. I never like balance in the first place. Balance is okay to start with, but my advice is if you're an attack, you don't play direct football, always play attacking or counter. Those are the two deep mentalities you start with. We're giving out too much space between the lines. I can see the Austrians getting inside a lot. So far, okay. Let's go to key highlights. So so coming back to this discussion, right? Who do you think is going to win the World Cup? How many of you say it's England? How many of you think it's France? How many think it's Spain? I think the conversation will never end. But it's okay, the level of apathy, right? This is interesting. Yesterday I was out with my friends, about 7 of them. 7 friends of mine. We were all out. And I know these guys. These guys are football junkies, right? They love their football. They love to talk. I mean, one of them even is 2 of them have even been to the World Cup, right? They went to the Russia World Cup. Okay, so when I asked them whether they watched any World Cup matches, right, the uniform answer from all of them was no. And the funny thing is their response. They were going, one of them was saying, I can't be bothered. Another was saying, it's too late. Another went, the politics of the World Cup is just driven me nuts. I'm not interested in watching a single game. It's quite interesting, how people have reacted to this World Cup. Me, I wasn't interested at the start. Okay, who will win the World Cup? Come on, guys. The poll is up. I want to know, how many of you think England is going to win? I don't know, man. I think a lot of people are rooting for England. Yeah. I suspect this World Cup is... Yeah, I want to vote as well. I am not voting. I got to say my vote. I can't even vote in my own poll. It's pretty cool. Wow. You think France? Come on, guys. France win the World Cup. Okay, this is Austria. Come on, Algeria. Second half. Heart says not Argentina. It says France. True story. I bought the MediaCorp pack, but not rarely watch a lot of games. Yeah, true story. I'm not surprised. No, I got a lot of Singaporean friends not interested in the World Cup. Like I keep talking. My friends is from Singapore. I mean, of all the people, Singapore is a football mad country. The number of people who stayed up to watch the USA World Cup, right, in Singapore was crazy. And a lot of people watching, and people coming to work like bleary-eyed, like this one, like I can't work, watching the World Cup. But nowadays, when I talk to my friends, can't be bothered. They can't be bothered. It's the level of apathy is crazy, England, it is written in the stars in sport. The Argy boys, Argentina. Look at Algeria, man. Get inside. Amoura got inside. What a goal from Amoura as he splits the Austrian defense. Benacer is not playing well, so we know what to do, right? We already identified him as a potential player that has to come off. Why? He's not that good. Concentration. His concentration is not good. So this is the other thing you have to look at. When you play any football manager, you don't play football manager, your midfield is always going to have players with aggression, stamina, work rate. It's as simple as that with jumping reach. So right now, we got one player, that's what I thought suspect. I look at him, my 6.6. I can afford to take him off. Because he cannot win the ball in the end anyway. You play Argentina in groups yet? In this one, no, not yet. I think no, I don't think I have. Or have I? Can't remember. I think I did. And then I lost to Argentina. I think I did, no? First game. Yeah, that was the game that we couldn't play because I couldn't play the game because the graphics were going jigga 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 jigga, jerky jerk. It's like the marky mark of I was jerking all over the shop. I think football is becoming more methodological as I'm boring to watch. Some people say no team is focusing on defense anymore. Yeah, that could be true. And also I think that oh my god, what a goal from Anatovic, man. Ooh la la. I think in terms of the World Cup, right, for me personally, hydration breaks, and the VAR truck, right, has pissed me off so much. I'm not interested in watching the World Cup anymore. Yeah, there's no drama. It's too the World Cup has become too what's the word for it? Methodical would not be the right word. It would be more, it feels scripted. Yeah, it almost feels scripted to me, the World Cup. That it has to be a certain, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like with a VAR truck, it's lost the debate. Like, there's nothing to argue with your friends. Yeah, it's so stale. It is so damn stale. That's how I feel about the World Cup now. And I think that I will not miss it. There's nothing to talk about anymore. There's no like, it was a offside. There's no debate now. Yeah, and it almost feels right. Like every time I'm watching the World Cup, I'm just waiting for, like, I've watched some of the American production, right, including their commercial breaks. No, just drives me nuts. Yeah, I don't know. I just lost it. I don't know if it's because of we're not really paying attention to the game anymore. They need to put it back to. I don't mind this 48 teams. I don't mind the 48 teams. Design around players, in my opinion, like Scaloni, not like Amorim. I think you have to design your tactic. You must look at your players, but you cannot design entirely around players. You got to design it around a tactical system that you're willing to play, that you can play, right? Like here, a 4-2-4 they are playing is going to be the weakness of a 4-3-3, because a 4-3-3 will leave the gaps the 4-2-4 can exploit. So the tactic that were done really well against this system was a 5-2-2-1. Because then we would have a 3-on-2 attack all the time. So when you play a 4-2-4 against a 4-3-3, the 4-3-3 will suffer. Because tactically, this tactic exposes this side, right? They got 4 against my backline. That is why it will struggle. But if you play like a back 5, then it won't. Because then we have played a 5-2-2-1, right? Our 3 in front would have taken on their 2. So it would have been stronger. I lost interest after the first few games, though. I lost interest in the World Cup a long time ago. They all have nowadays defense is not about sitting back and defending. It's about preventing the other team from having the ball. That's it. That's defense now. That's the problem with the defending nowadays. And a lot of people don't like that. Oh, that's it. I think we're out of the World Cup. Yeah. Yeah, second round we're out. Yeah, we didn't make it. Yeah, we lost. Second round, Algeria, we lost. We didn't make it. Yep. We did not make it through the group stages, man. Yeah. Yeah, Algeria, 3 points not enough. 4. 3 points that our GD is so bad. -8. Cannot. Yeah, we need a really good GD. When you got 3 points, right, you better have like a -1 or a 0 GD. If you get like -2, -3, you're never gonna go through. We have -8. Oh, we didn't make it. Okay, that's transitional defense is just that. Yeah, that's how teams are now designing their tactical systems. Most teams will design tactical systems around what is known as their rest defense. That's how they all do it now. So it's about their shape when they don't have to when they are attacking with the ball. Well, let me go to quick start screen. Match a national team. Pick another one. Okay, random team. Okay, so no, not like this. Cannot be like that. FIFA World Cup quick start. Come on, it's so odd. Just we pick Algeria, right? Now we pick another one. Cannot pick pick an African side now. Let's pick Senegal. Senegal, come. Now we take the African side. Senegal. Now again, right? We'll see whether we're building a tactic around the players or we're building a tactic around the team, right? Okay. So you got to build a tactic around the players and the team, right? First, a tactic. Okay, whether it's a good tactic or not, right? Okay. You have to recognize that 4-3-3 is always going to be vulnerable down the flanks. Always. Okay. Whether you like it or not, it is. You have to recognize the tactic you're playing against. So the vote finish. Who win the World Cup? Who won it? So England. Look at the number of votes, man. You guys are terrible people. Come on, next time. So let's see if we got the answer. Voting isn't finished yet. There's still time. Oh, there's still time. Come on, guys. I want to know the result. Everyone think. So many of you think England going to win the World Cup. Come on now. England. Look at the number of people who think England is going to win the World Cup. Ridiculous. Seriously, England is going to win the World Cup. Okay, if England wins the World Cup, do you think they'll declare a national holiday? Will they do that or not? Will there be a day? Will they declare a national holiday if England win? England, 40% of the votes think 40% of you think England is going to win the World Cup. In introduction. Oh my God, here we go again. I hate this part of the game. No, we have to live through this. You know why? Because the AI needs to create its own tactics. There we go, holiday, and then come back. Come back when? Come back on the 10th of June. Okay. I don't know if you guys were taking part in the FMFC, right? They I think they were looking at doing something for the community at large. I don't know whether it was actually announced. And only that nice. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's see. Did they announce anything new? Nothing. What is this? What was this Curacao challenge? I didn't even know this was a thing, no. Cup, I think Boca Juniors is now licensed at FM26. What is this? till now, if we need to launch a Kurosawa. I didn't know that. From now until I didn't know. No, this was a competition. The Curaçao Challenge. Head to FIFA GG and download the custom built safer. From there, the keys and yours to pick the best aircraft. We need to aim for Fukai return. I didn't know about this, man. I would have taken part. I did not know. I didn't know about this. I did not know until today. This is the first time I read about it, and I'm the moderator on the forums. That's how hilarious it is. If England wins the World Cup, it will become a monk. Oh no, Scribes, how are you, man? Long time no see. Long time no see. Hope you're well. So some of you think England are going to win the World Cup. Some of you hoping for the best, England to win. I don't know. I'm not going to knock England. I think England, it's about time, you know. They have a chance. They have a shot. They have a shot at winning the World Cup. Okay. All right, let's look at the squad, right? Hopefully the thing is still there. Yeah, it's still there. Okay, very good. So from here, we can analyze our team. All right, so look at our defenders. What kind of system can we? So I always start with this, no? So this will determine whether you can play a block. What kind of block you can play. Look at the defenders, 19, 16. We can definitely play low block. Okay, so you got these kind of defenders, you know you can defend. So you got RM, 19, 16, jumping reach, concentration position. These are damn good defenders. Okay, so we've got quality defenders. This team has got quality defenders. Plus, down the flanks for wingbacks, they aren't that bad too. Some of the wingbacks have got decent jumping reach as well. They might have one guy who's not that good, but other than that, it's decent. Okay, so they can play a back five. They can play a 4-2-2-4, 4-2-3. We can see a back four or a back five, you know, whichever way you want to look at it. No? They got wing backs here, 13 for jumping reach as well. They can go up and down. The acceleration is fantastic. So we know that this team has got fullbacks as well. So they can play with wing backs. All you need to know is their pace, right? So this guy is too slow. Mendy versus Sabali can play as a wing back. Okay, and then in fact, it's better to use him as a wing back than as a fullback. Because basically go forward and forget about him. So this guy is also semi-decent as a wing back. All right, not too bad. But then, you know, if you depend on that if they play a back five, you are kind of screwed as well because they don't have a lot of depth as wingbacks, right? So you don't have to depend on a wingback based tactic because you don't have enough players, right? They got this guy suspended for next match. That's not so bad, but you can look at him. Amaju, there's one guy, wingbacks, not so good going forward, but maybe not defensively. Another one here. And then Mendy is not very fast anymore. Then what is it? Got Soma Dia, okay, decent. Okay, so we got some cover at least. So this team, so I wouldn't place them as a wing back attacking tactic. So they gotta play a 4. Okay, so they're playing a back 4. So okay, now you got a back 4. Now the question is whether they're gonna be playing a low block or a mid block. That depends on the midfielders. Okay, boom. So now you got a midfielders. Looking at the concentration, okay, fine. Aggression, okay, good. Only one Henri Saviet. Oh, but this guy's probably gonna go forward because his positioning is not very high. So it's probably like a shadow striker, a playmaker, more likely a shadow striker or a player that's very high up the pitch. Okay. Other than that, no problems here. You know, like not a lot of height, but they have aggression. So we know we can win the ball, but more likely than not. 2-man midfield, maybe a 3. So you're looking at a 4-2-3-1. They got players who can play a 4-2-3-1. They got players who can play like a 4-3-3. But you play 4-3-3 is very defensive. Right? You play 4-2-3-1 there's a bit more of an option there in the tactic. Right? So okay. So looking at this, you build a team around a 4-2-3-1. But now if you want to play a 4-2-3-1, it all depends on now these guys. Okay, can we play a 4-2-3-1? Because you know now it's a back 4, right? You can play a 2, so you got a 4. Could it be a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-2-3-1? Okay, So there if you're thinking along those lines, like 4-1-4-1, do we have wingers? We got one guy here, Sadio Mane. Okay, 4-1-4-1, definitely possible with him. We got Ismail in Mandiale, so definitely can play a 4-1-4-1. Yeah. So this team can play a 4-1-4-1 that ports into a 4-2-3-1. Or a 4-4-1-1, 4-1-4-1. They can play a 4-2-3-1. So they can play 3 systems right now with this team. So you can play. So now the question is, then it becomes, you got to go into the next area because you know you can play a mid block. Now you can know you can play a mid block, you can play a high block. So now you can play a few tactical systems with this team. You can play a 4-1-4-1, a 4-2-3-1, but you cannot play like a back five because back five is contingent on the 2 wing backs giving you that because you depending on them to give you the width, and you need 4 very good players, right? Here we don't. So we're playing like so we can start with a 4-1-4-1. Okay, let's do a 4-1-4-1 for fun, huh? Okay. So we do a 4-1-4-1 now. So okay, 4-4-1-1 rather. Okay, we make a 4-4-1-1 for fun. Okay. Oh God, I hate it when I do it tactics like this. Okay, let's clear this. Preset. Again, press 4-1-4-1. Do we have 4-1-4-1? Please tell me you got a 4-1-4-1. No, I don't think there's a single 4-1-4-1. No, I don't think we have a 4-1-4-1. 4-1-4. So we gotta look for a 4-2-3-1 and convert it. Okay, so we take a 4-2. Oh dear Lord. 4-2-3-1. I mean, we can. Okay, 4-1. Dear Lord, it went black. Sorry, we gotta use both. Okay, 4-1-4-1. Okay, so we go 4-4-4-1-1. Let's go this. Okay, we worry about. I just want to turn everything into its. I just want to make it like the same first. Because I am a bit. Okay, so we got 4-4-1-1. Okay. All right, so we got 4-4-1-1. Okay, let's keep it simple first. Okay. Okay, so defend like this. Okay, defend like this. Okay, so we're gonna defend like that. I'm gonna attack like this. Okay. Well, the game has been feeling way harder since the update. I think because I think it's more a case of you all have to think in terms of defense and attacking, right? That's the reason why people struggle. My advice is if you have that issue, then play with one tactic for both. Yeah. So we know this can go into a 4-2-3-1. So it's a 4-2-3-1 right now, right? So how do I make this a 4-2-3-1? So go winger. Poor man's 4-2-3-1. Okay. All right. So we got this. These guys are gonna go from defending. They'll drop deeper to defend, and then we can hit them on the break. Remember I said they got good defenders, right? So we're playing a mid block. Out of possession, we're playing a mid block. Our lower defensive line actually is not a bad idea because they'll be very close to your own goal. But we try that first. Okay, so we try this first. Counter press, get stuck in, out. I don't know. Maybe I don't like violence. I don't like, my players to attacking. Wait, shit, I hate all this. This new thing that we have just makes me feel like I have to do so much work. A lot of clicking. Where actually, if you don't want all the clicking and come here, right? You can do it all here. Okay, so we got trigger press more often, counter press, a parrot, bump, okay, done. Okay, then we go to in possession. We do this as standard, attacking, counter attack, creative freedom, standard, dribbling, encourage, patience, show some distance, discourage, and then supporting on the flank, progress through both flanks, pass reception, pass into space. Bam, done already. So we got the team instructions done. Okay, now we come to the roles. If we want this guy to be here, we want this guy to be here. We kind of need these guys to do what they're doing right now. Just stay in the center. We don't need them to be channel midfielders. Go this way. We want them to hold these defensive positions. Okay, so this guy can be a fullback. Yeah, let these guys run forward. Okay, go to the player selection. Attacking width can be the same. Forward runs, more. Make more forward runs, right? So that's the thing about Football Manager now. You want them to be more forward? Yeah, tell them to make more forward runs. So they're gonna, their starting position will be a bit higher. So you got balls in there. Now, hey man, Chico, you. I would say the director recommend is far more powerful in FM26. Yeah, it is very powerful. Yeah. Advanced playmaker, channel forward. So this guy's gonna run here, this guy's gonna be a playmaker, these guys are coming up, this guy's coming up. Question now is where is this? Of course, we've got no DM, right? Building up play. So this guy become 4 fullbacks. So we want a bit of variety, for this team. Make them, you guys would know me very well. Probably know that I love this role too much. Yeah, I love this role way too much. I love this role too much now. Almost every tactic I make has to have this role inside it. Okay, done. So, okay, that's it. BCB, let's just keep it simple. Okay, this guy is an outlet and this guy is an outlet, central outlet. So both of them are outlets. Channel forward, that's it. Okay, let's see how this team does. Simple tactic word. I would say the director recommend. Yeah, director of football. Just, what do you mean? Where do I find it? You can find it. It's all about staff responsibilities. Go to your staff responsibilities and then tell the DOF to take over signing players. Okay, so we got all the players done, right? We didn't waste too much time. So Ismail Issa is here. Ndaye is here. Dia is here. Sadio Mane is not playing. Oh, that's a sin. Sadio Mane, please. Cannot. We can't go to... We're playing against France, no? My God, we're playing against the mighty French. Okay, defensive line lower. Keep it the backs. Counter press. Trigger press more often. Yeah, tackle them, break their legs. Okay, break the legs of the French team. Okay, so now the back line is going to be quite deep. In possession, they're going to be here. Okay, and wingers. You have only selected 10 outfield. How can I only select 10 outfield? Okay, go X next. Done. Setting the corners up very quickly. Load all routines. Go to the shot collection for FM26 and remove this one. Okay, now we got this and remove this routine. And we're done. We only selected 10. Okay, good. Can you not... Oh, sorry. I think I did this. I think I was like, oh, yeah. Okay, quick pick again. All right. Yeah, Sadio Mane is back. Okay. All right, let's go. Well, that was fast. We just made a tactic, right? Based on the players. But actually, 4-4-1-1 might be a bit of... Might be cheapskate. We should have gone for something more authentic, like 4-2-3-1. But I'm a coward. Okay? So, against France. Let's see if this works. Where's Ismail Issa? Come on, guys. We are playing cautious as well. Yeah. Okay, all right. Team instructions. We want a passing. Yeah, standard is fine. Attacking is fine. Counter press, fine. Time wasting standard. Directness is fine. Do we have pass into space? Yep, we have pass into. Just making sure that everything is there. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are playing a mid-block against mighty France. But we're playing is 2 banks of 4. Jackson, Gui, Jacobs, Sadio Mane, looking for Jackson. Jackson goes to Sa. Sa looks for options, gets into the area. Ooh la la! Ryan Cherky tries to get to the ball. Here comes again. The French finding the Senegalese. Here comes Olise. Oh, he got away. He got away. That was the only moment of glory we had. Now the French are going to destroy us. This is supposed to be the poor man's 4-2-3-1. Yeah, this is the poor man's 4-2-3-1, but it's not defensive. Yeah. They got Habeck in DM. We are playing with 2 center mids. So, in a sense, we need to depend on the 2 ball-playing center backs to bring the ball forward, and we also depending on our false fullbacks to bring the ball inside. Yeah. So the challenge is building up play from the bottom. Transfer room recommendations, correct? There's a director of football recommendations inside there. Get there, Koulibaly wins the ball. Oh, you got Dembele. What a save from Mendy. It's there. He's right. Dry stream is right. The recommendation, you got a transfer room in and out. Yeah. That is where your director of football makes the recommendations based on his knowledge and the scouting knowledge of your what you call it? Your staff. Come on, boys. Olise, Senegal is doing his best here. Olise tries to come inside. He's in. This Mendy makes another great save. Come on, now we shout, demand more fire. What do we say? Berate. That's the one I was looking for. Damn it, I haven't berated the team. Wait, I missed the frozen water bottles. Ryan Cherokee. Oh. Senegal 0, France 0. Because you're playing a poor man's 4-4-1. 4-2-3-1. Has anybody seen okay, any good commercials on the world about the World Cup? And the other thing I'm good about the World Cup has always been the commercials. Yeah. Sana has a catchphrase song. And then when Shakira became like, Shakira would have her numbers as well. Shakira is a Colombian supporter, right? She supports Colombia. That's it. You hate no, I only like the ones prior to the World Cup. I don't like watching the commercials during the World Cup. Of course, who does? I don't. Nobody does that, right? But they give the identity. The like suddenly you see, oh man, they scored a goal. Like Lionel Messi. This year they had this. You see, this one we had a yellow card on the flanks. That's why you cannot defend against that. Yeah, we cannot defend against the attack because our left back had a yellow card. See, the moment Jacobs picked up a yellow card, we were in trouble. So we have to take him off. That's the downside about playing these kind of systems, right? We got Mendy here. So we're going to use him, but he's not fast enough. We got Da. We'll play him instead. The problem is once your player gets a yellow card, that's it. Game over. Especially if you're playing like a mid-block. You cannot afford yellow cards in the mid-block, especially in the fullback positions. The moment you get a yellow card, you're in trouble. And now I'm forced to play out of position. So, again, right, at the end of the day, your tactical system will always depend. How well you can play your tactical system ultimately depends on whether you got the players to play it. So even if you fit a tactical system around a team, right, it's never as good as fitting a. Okay, you ultimately have to build your way to your best tactical system, the one that you can play best, and then the best ones are going to be like the 4-2-3-1 or the back fives, the 3-4-3, 3-4-3, 5-2-2-1. Those are still the best tactical systems. The 4-2-4 is also very, very strong. But like now, if I'm goal down like this, I'm starting to think, okay, fine, you know what? Since we are already a goal down, we got Jackson and Ndai cannot play forward, right? As a striker, he can. Okay, so we are done. We might as well go for it. Okay. Both. Okay, so Ndai comes here. Okay. These guys drop here. These guys move forward. Okay. This guy becomes a box. Then this guy goes forward. This guy channel forward. Winger. Okay, done. And now, no, we don't play like this, sorry. Center forward. Target forward. No, he can't be a target forward. Poacher. Oh, cannot be a poacher either. Channel forward. Target forward. Yeah, okay, can. You support Shakira. I also support. Yeah, I like Shakira. I mean, I gotta admit now, she's good. What's wrong with her? I like her. I like what she brings to the World Cup, man. And it is say I play 4-4-2 OP, but my IP changes depends. Yep. In possession can be different. Your OP, I think the best OP shape is still the 4-4-2 or the 4-5-1. Those are the best OP shapes in the game. Oh man, come on. As long as you don't lose by a massive goal margin, massive scoreline, that's all. Tactic. Do we have another striker? Both combined. Jackson not playing well. Oh, we scored third. Sucks to be me, man. Yeah, losing. No, definitely didn't work out for us. The tactic, right? The tactic did not work out for us. So I'm not going to bank on that tactic. Okay, but we are definitely having to play around a tactic for our players. Okay, so tactic. So definitely we can play a 4-4-2. Okay, out both. So this guy comes up here, this guy comes up here. Okay, I'm gonna play like this so that I can push these guys up. Okay, then still defend like that. We're still defending like this. Right, so we go box to box, box to box. These guys go forward. Okay. Mm, okay. Can we fit the team? Because they actually do have a poacher and a target man. Yeah, they do. This team have got a player that can play as a target man. And one guy who can just stay around the box. This guy can be a target man, doesn't have aggression. The problem is this team doesn't have this is not a very good team, so we are gonna adapt. 4-2-4. Box to box, box to box, both go up. Nobody else to carry the ball except for these fullbacks. These wingers are too far forward. So how can they get the ball from here to here? They have to go through the flanks. But it can be done. So now team instructions. We are out of possession. We need the back line to support play. Just not the back line wasn't really supporting play. Right. So they were not supporting play. That's why we struggle against France. I think ultimately it should be whatever you're comfortable with, right? So based on your tactical system is only as important as the players that you have, but you still need to understand your own tactical system. So these players can their concentration 11, 12. I mean, decent, not great. We got Jackson here, who is a winger who can play up here. Dia, okay. So play this guy as a center forward. Um, Channel forward, okay, and a poacher. Channel forward is okay. Center. I'd rather have a center forward than a channel forward. Here now, I'm looking at the system, no, not the players. Like a lot of people say you have to design it around the players they have, right? Does it mean that you have to play to the role of the player? That is when I completely disagree. Because you end up playing around the player that you have, you might struggle a lot more. That is the problem. Because the problem with this game is if you start designing a tactic around a player, like the players that you have, then what you always end up, you'll end up with this you'll end up choosing roles, no? Like, oh, this is the best role for him. I should use this role. I think that's so wrong. So we are going to change. So we got center forward. I mean, ideally, what we want to do is what we want to do is a build-out pattern, which has got one. I don't want to have everybody back. I want these guys to be further up the pitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a 3-man back line. We're going to defend like this, right? Okay. We want this guy to be here. We want this guy to be here. Okay? We want this guy to play as a advanced playmaker. We want this guy to roam. We want this guy to be in the center. This guy to come up here. This guy is going to go up. This guy is going to stay back. So we fall into this. Quay will go up to this spot. Then we want this guy to come up the pitch. Then we got this. So we got one defender. So now we got a center forward. We got winger. We got these fullbacks coming this way. I think these guys are playing as fullbacks. Okay, good. They got the width coming. But then when we lose the ball, we're going to defend like that. This guy, Jackson, can he play as a playmaker? He's got passing of 12, vision, plan not so good. Dia. Passing 13, vision 12, flair 12. Okay, all right. Let's look and see whether we've got another striker. Gomez. No. Diallo. Sadio Mane. Yeah. But I like Mane. The only reason I want to put Mane there is because I actually like him. Let's play Mane up top, for old time's sake. A Liverpool fan. We could have chosen really strong teams. I don't want to choose really strong teams. I'll see how we can do with the weaker teams. Senegal now playing Norway. This will be a tough match. Playing a team that is built around Mr. Erling Haaland. They got the tactic quite spot on. This is what they were playing in the World Cup. Yeah, it's harder if you don't have a 3-man. I think the safer tactical system to always play is like a 4-3-3. Then you got 3 players, you can keep a rock solid midfield. But I kind of like gravitate towards these as the easier tactics, like the 4-2-3-1. Yeah. Then you can defend in a 4-4-2 like that. Also quite good. When you're defensively quite solid. But here you're gonna counter press quite. Oh yeah, I forgot. This one you better not counter press. Yeah, because our tactical systems are not the same. They have to come back and defend, which can be quite risky. Yeah. Sadio Mane keeping the ball. There, Diouf already got a yellow card. Oh, Senegal knocking on Norway's door. Hog on the left instead of Nusa or Skelrop. This guy, okay, because the game is always going to go with the tactical system that he used, not what is happening in real life. Yeah. But it's not that bad, it's kind of close. Yeah. Nusa has been quite a revelation as well. Antonio Nusa, the youngster, he's played quite well for the matches that he plays. Yeah, you need the 2 in midfield to be very strong in a 4-3-3. Therein lies the problem. The 4-2-3-1, you need the 2 midfielders to be very strong. But you can get away, because you have the extra, you got an AP. Haaland! Oh, we're keeping Haaland quite far away from our goal. As long as we can get a point. Now we play on cautious. Now we play on attacking. Senegal, we lost the first game to France. That one I expected. This one I'm going to try and win this. And the attacker is having a tough time. Okay, let him run the channel, let him run left and right. Then the wingers again to goal scoring positions. A lot more vertical movement in the tactic, no? Okay, all right. We're gonna move money in front now. Because this is not working. The guy has been getting a lot of goal scoring opportunities, but he's not scoring. Doing Jackson on for Dia. Sa is struggling on the right flank. Don't know whether this team has got wingers. Not enough more wingers. Okay. Spain 3, Saudi Arabia 3. Canada 3, Spain 3, Saudi Arabia 3. No. You might give. I'll follow for quality DMs and fullbacks. Yeah, you always look for fullbacks and DMs. Once you find them, your tactics will always be strong. Yeah. Your tactics will always be strong with DMs and fullbacks. Nice. Money! Oh no, I thought money was going to get us the winner, man. No, Haaland hits the woodwork. If Haaland scored, we're out of the World Cup. We are out of the World Cup. We need to score massive. We need to score a lot of goals against Iraq. Senegal 0, Norway 0. Okay, we lost to France. That one I can accept. Yeah. But now I don't want to lose to Norway. We move money in front as the out and out striker now. Senegal 1, Norway 0. What a goal from Senegal! We switched slightly. We fed it in. Oh, yeah. Senegal have taken the lead against Norway. Right at the death. We won the game. We left it till late. But we had to make a change, right? What's the change I needed to make? Up top. Because everything was working except for our combination in front. This 2-striker combination. So, like, our tactic is not that different, right? So, like, we kept it simple. We played a 4-2-3-1. 4-3-3 is strong. Hey, we drop into a traditional 4-4-2 defensively. It works. It actually works. This is one of the better systems in the game. But I forgot. I got to take out this. Okay. And I was very aggressive, so I'll take out that one as well. So that's it. We play a channel forward. AP, winger combination, BBM. Okay, so now Mane went forward. And Dia was useless. Okay. All right. So this is what tracking center forward, outlet center forward. Okay. Now we can play who is Mr. Jackson will come in here. That's it. That's all. I tend to convert fast DMs to fullbacks. Yeah, you always, right? Okay, if you want to play this game really well, all you got to do is master one thing. Sign as many good DMs as you can and sign as many good fullbacks. That's it. Scorers wingers and goal scorers are overrated. They are so overrated. Because chances are you won't need them. You never need them. Yeah. Always, your most important roles in this game are fullbacks and DMs. Those are the most important rules. The rest of the rules are, okay, you can worry about it when you have to worry about it. But if you don't have good fullbacks, you don't have good DMs, you cannot play any tactical system. So that's my recommendation to anyone. Libero strikers, cannot. That's the cheat code. That's a cheat code. That is always a cheat code. So what is done is we got the tactical system, right? 4-2-3-1. Because I'm telling you, right, in most cases, right, 4-2-3-1 combinations, right, are going to work for a lot of teams because you can put pressure on the fullbacks. And then you got the three. Okay, the one combination I find, right, very, very common in a lot of good tactical systems, right, in Football Manager and even in the real world, right, is as long as you have three players in midfield, right, three midfielders in midfield, you will do okay. So the question is how you going to set it up. Do you set it up with two DMs and one AMC? Or is it one DM and two MCs? It's entirely up to you. Right? What do you have at your disposal? Then your attack, how does your attack look like? Is it going to look like in my case, our attack, this looks like a one-man defense. Right? It looks like a one-man defense. Or fullback going up, fullback, only one defender. But this pushing up. But we are pushing up into this shape. 1-4-5. 5-4-1. I'm playing the pyramid attack, right? So it's got 5 in attack, 4 in midfield, and 1 player at the back. So so some teams have started to play like this even in real life, right? So it's like a pyramid attack. So they keep pressure on the opposition all the way. And then when I lose the ball, I just drop into a 4-4-2, 2 banks of 4. When I have attack, then I shift. There we go. It shifts 1-4-5. Then when we lose the ball, we have to drop into a 4-4-2 straight away. Then we win the ball back again. Then we go up. So you can, but this is like now they are playing to my tactical system. So there's something that we have to bear in mind when we play this game. Yeah. How can you make your tactic play well? Oh my God, we just kicked. If we win this game, would have kicked Holland out of the World Cup. No, not yet. No, they got 4 points. It depends on their final score against our France. If France beat them because they would have beaten Iraq, right? Okay, so they beaten Iraq. They have to beat France. So that means they're leading France at the moment. Oh my God. Okay, let's not get too excited. France, okay, what's the other results? No stories. No story yet. France leading Norway 2-0. So Norway on 3 points only, France and Senegal. Yeah. So Norway only beat Iraq 3 points. We have to beat Senegal. We definitely have to beat Iraq. We got no choice. We cannot afford to draw against Iraq, which is also possible. We'll screw things up. But we'll definitely have gotten, if we draw, we get 4 points. No, Iraq is playing quite well. They're playing quite well. We are not playing as well as I think we should. Yeah, okay. All right. Now we're getting a bit nonsensical. Okay, team instructions. We are definitely okay. Everything is here is correct. What about the box? I want to score more goals. That's what I do. Go ball into box and go low cross. So we want to push higher and higher up the pitch. Then the mentality will change to positive. Want to keep the ball, shorter passes. No. Jackson to Ndiaye. Ndiaye looks for Sadio Mane. So Bali. Oh yeah. 2 before the break. Senegal 2, Iraq 0. Good football. We kept changing the positive mentality. Passes will be shorter. Sadio Mane is now legendary status already. Okay, now that we've taken a 2-goal lead, we can take off Sadio Mane. Okay, so we can bring on Saive. Okay. Well, probably that would be we don't have a striker. He is basically it's not that good as a striker. Not him. We have to play with somebody. We have to bring someone on. Okay, I tell you what we'll do. Bring Diallo on. Yep. Okay. Money is last dance. Money is scored, but we gotta take money off. Gotta protect the old man. Why he could very well score a hat trick, but I don't want him to, get injured. Again, the 4-4-2 with the players have aggression midfield. Again, another one of those things. They are doing a good job of winning the ball in midfield. Third goal. The substitute comes on to score a goal. Okay, now we do what we have to do, which is bring off the two midfielders. The two positions we do not want to see players get injured. And Norway now on 3 points. Official, right? Now Norway in danger, no? Yeah. How many goals did France put past them? Because we also beat them. And Faye Santos and Tielemans for the midfield. They got money here. Manchester United going Champions League. Yeah. They'll have the players for next season. And they'll be title contenders next season. Mark my words, top 2 finisher. United. They spent enough years in the doldrums. Now it's Liverpool's turn. Now Liverpool next 10 years probably won't win the title. They'll have to go and start changing their managers all over again. Yeah. Penalty review, don't do that. 4-0. This is terrible for Iraq. Iraq had to concede a penalty. Okay, so Senegal 4, Iraq 0. We lost our first game by a big scoreline, but we have made up for that with 4 goals in this game and a goal against Norway. As the boys come away looking for what could be their 5th, man. Another penalty. Oh my God. Is this another? This is outside the area, I think. No penalty. Yeah. Outside the area. Another penalty. Oh my God. We are getting penalties in this game. Senegal. Iraq. But it's true, Asian teams this World Cup have performed terribly. Teams like Senegal, Iraq were terrible. Iran was not so bad, in my opinion. Korea was disappointing. Senegal 5, Iraq 0. They delivered. Baragal. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so looking at the results now, FIFA World Cup competition. I mean, so second round. Can we? I don't like this. No, I mean, like, can you give me the bloody group stages? It's so stupid. No? There we go. I have to click, and I get to the group stage. So Czechia 7 points, South Africa 5, Mexico 3. So sad. So sad. Canada, Switzerland, Bosnia, Herzegovina. Hey, in the world of football manager, Scotland qualified for the next round of the World Cup. So apparently in this one, the Scots drew 1 game and only lost 1 game. So they got 4 points. They won 1 game. USA top the table, Paraguay and Australia. Ecuador, Germany, Ivory Coast. The Dutch, the Japanese, and the Swedes go through. Egypt top the group, Belgium go through, Iran didn't, and New Zealand didn't. Uruguay, Spain, Saudi Arabia qualified on 4 points with a negative 5 GD. Also, they qualified. Oh, I think Norway didn't make it. Oh my God, I think Norway did not make it. Because, yeah, Norway qualified. Oh my God, qualified with a 3 GD. Norway did enough. They scored a lot of goals. So that was enough for them. Norway, France, Senegal, and Norway all qualified. We are true. The teams are true. Senegal will have to play Germany, most likely. We are playing Germany. Ooh la la. What a dream come true for us. We're meeting the Germans. We're meeting the mighty Germans, the German power. So now can we beat Germany? The only problem right now is we got yellow cards on our fullbacks. Algeria also made it through. Apparently, I was a terrible manager. Kwe, Jacobs, Mendy, Koulibaly, Nayate, Mane, Ndaye. Okay, we got in this one, Ndaye can play here. The question is, can he play as a out of possession, Ndaye, Jackson? Okay, all right. I think that can still work. Yeah. We got 2 very slow fullbacks though. 2 very slow fullbacks. We don't have the power that we had, but to the group stage, but that's understandable. Okay, go to dugout. There we go. The German machine. Sadio Mane. Can the German machine See, this is the problem in Germany. Germany do not have a out and out great goal scorer anymore. When Kai Havertz leads the line, you know Germany has problems. This has been a problem for the last few World Cups. Last few international competitions, they are the dearth of a striker. I mean, they have a very good player, Florian Wirtz, but they don't have somebody up front to feed. Oh my God, Nabri has scored a goal. Germany 1, Senegal 0. Well, they went from, we were going back and then, yeah. So nothing had to do with this. There's no counter press, jack shit. Yep. Stupid. We lost, conceded a goal early. Germany 1, Senegal 0. We have berated our team. We're hoping for some form of comeuppance. Dynamo should fix a few of United's orders and Santa should, well, they will make a good thing. I think they will. I think Tielemans is not a bad choice for United. I think they done the right thing by going for midfielders. Jackson is in. Jackson shoots. There was only Jackson. Only Jackson on the break. Florian Wirtz does well to move the ball around. Oh, nicely done in defense. That is not a foul. Come on. He wasn't holding his shirt back. That is Undaf. Hey, Kimmich scored a goal from there. Oh, shit. Our World Cup coming to an end. Our World Cup is coming to an end. Germany 2, Senegal 0. I don't think it's a trend. Mobile striker. That's why people. I guess that's what people think. That's what they see. But I don't think it's just that. No. Mm. The old-fashioned number 9 is dead, lah. Yeah, I agree on that. A lot of teams there's a lot more verticality in their tactics. Players are moving deeper across the lines, a lot more across the channels as well. So there's a lot of movement in a lot of tactics because teams are defending better as well. They're putting more pressure on backlines. There's one reason why I'm very happy to see Jurgen Klopp take up the mantle at Germany. He uses he's not one to use a traditional striker in that sense either. So he might be a good fit for Germany because he can use players like he needs players who can finish across the park. But Florian Wirtz, right? How is he going to fit inside Jurgen Klopp system? I don't know. No. Because he doesn't care very much about playmakers. Right? No. He doesn't give a shit about playmakers in his team, right? So Florian Wirtz could have issues playing for Liverpool, playing for Germany, no. Looks like we're not going to do well, man. Yeah. Florian Wirtz will have to be on the bench. Most likely. I don't see him playing for Klopp. Klopp doesn't really like those guys. He likes teams to put a lot of pressure. There'll be a lot more hardworking players, and there will be a proper striker in his team. So Undaf could get a look in. Because he will need a proper finisher. Somebody will take the opportunities because that's Liverpool needed that as well. He needs a player that can put the ball into the back of the net. Because while you can put all the pressure, you need somebody to win the ball in the air, come off score those goals. So if they don't get that kind of player, they'll be struggling. Yeah, I think Undaf will end up playing for Jurgen Klopp. So very interesting to see how Germany lines up. Germany under Jurgen Klopp will be a very interesting proposition. Because then again, it'll be a situation where you have a nation. See, the players have to fit the manager system. So this is the reason why I would never believe. I don't, for one, believe that you should ever in Football Manager try and mold a tactical system around the players. That is, for me, right? To me, that is a very idealistic way of playing. Because it presupposes that you are damn good at making a lot of different tactical systems. That means you can see every single permutation of the world, which I tell you, right? Okay. I doubt you are. I doubt anyone is. I am not. I have to keep trying to find the right kind of combination for my team. I don't think there is such a. I think the best is you identify what your best tactical system is. That means you play this tactical system and all its permutations. You understand the tactical system inside and out, right? Then you find players that can fit into your system. And look at your squad first. Who can play in that system? Okay, you identify all these players that can play in your system. Okay, use them. That is the approach people should be taking. Not, okay, I think I see this team, they can play this. No, it doesn't work. The only thing you can do with is to basically identify whether you can play a mid or a high block. That's the only thing you can do with the players, because that's the kind of style, it's more like what kind of style can you play, not the system. The system has to be the one that you know best. Right? And that's how the best way to approach this game. That's the easiest way to approach this game. You always have to nudge towards what you want tactically. Because, okay, I can guarantee you, right, whenever I play this game, I'm fascinated by some players. No? I will look at the players, oh man, I really want this tactical system to work with that player. So maybe I should create a system for that player. Yeah, I do that too. But eventually I realize, right, I have to play the system that I know more. I know best. So the system I know best is the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-3-3. So these are the two systems I know the best. Like Gambit, I know Gambit inside out. So I know how to utilize Gambit. I am very confident with the 4-3-3. So I play a 4-3-3, I can morph the 4-3-3 into so many different shapes. Right. So when I play that system, I'm very, very confident. I'm very, very confident. But you have to find that level of confidence for yourself too. Which is the reason why I think people shouldn't go into this whole, I'm going to design a tactical system around this team. Yeah, while it sounds nice and idealistic, it can also fall apart very quickly, because are you also going to play to their roles? Yeah, then you got more issues. Yeah, I think you might end up with more issues. So, guys, I want to thank everyone for coming to today's show. As I promised, there will be longer streams coming. I have to also start thinking about how to keep my mind in one piece. Yes, and definitely we're going to start doing more video content on the Bustthenet YouTube channel. Maybe portions from today's stream will go into that show. You can make as many different tactical systems as you want. And today you saw it, man. Right? You guys saw it today. I tried different tactical systems based on the players that I had, right? The success rate isn't as good as anything else. It's not like it's going to be better than the next. My advice is always going to be, what is your best tactical system you know? What's the system you know best? Okay. Try and see whether those players can fit into that system. If they can't, fine. Adjust it. So is it a back four? Is it a back five? If it's a back four or back five, adjust it slightly. Accommodate for the players that you currently have. And then work towards the long-term plan of them playing your tactical system. That's the approach that people should be taking. If they can take that approach, they'll probably have more success. So, guys, well, thank you for coming on today's show. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Okay, stay safe. Good night.